God is good, and with each day that passes brings us a day closer to the launch of Pantheon Rise of the Fallen. This is the Nathan Apon channel, and if you're new here, please consider subscribing, especially if you're interested in Pantheon related content, MMORPGs, RPGs, JRPGs, all that kind of thing, because that's what we do here. Today, guys, we're going to be talking about the Shaman. Everything we know about it so far. Please keep in mind that as we go through the actual abilities, that it is not the full list. There will be more in the game at launch. However, this is going to give us a very clear picture of what playing the Shaman will be like. And this is a very exciting class, so sit back, relax, and here we go. Now, before we do begin, I do want to give a big shout out to the members of Napalm. Could not do this without you. Thank you so much for your support, and if you're interested in becoming a member, please click the join button down below for more information and a list of perks. Okay guys, so the Shaman. It is rumored that Shamans live in every age at once, thus Shamans know the ancestry of any friend or foe, wielding this knowledge to great benefit or baneful cost. It is a second sight, allowing them to sense the threads of energy woven through Terminus's past. It is this unique gift that allows Shamans to discern the ancestry of friend or foe, wielding this knowledge in the form of powerful boons or frightful banes. Their group role is healer. Their combat resource is mana and vision. Their available armor is cloth and light and heavy leather. Their available weapons are dagger, short spear, long spear, club, mace, stave, quarterstaff, and long staff. Their available races are the Archai, the elf, the human, the ogre, and the Scar. So quite a few options on the races, and I think it's worth noting here that they're a healer. Now the cleric can wear plate mail, right? But they are a healer and they can wear heavy leather. Think about the weapons they can use as well. They can go from dagger, they can use spears, right? That's kind of cool. And then clubs, maces, and staves and staffs. But anyway, I think there's a lot of versatility there. And then as we go through these abilities, we'll see that the Shaman is actually very unique. All right, so let's get to that. First up for the abilities. And once again, I have to say this is not a full ability list. But first up, we do have Mantle of Mist. This is a boon of restorative water that heals an ally over time. So this is a hot, or a HOT, a heal over time, using water, okay? And next up we have the Hand of Chaos, a surge of healing waters that restore an ally's health. This ability will apply bonus healing if Mantle of Mist is active on the target. Now Mantle of Mist is the ability we just said, so if you already have Mantle of Mist, which is a heal over time, and then you cast Hand of Chaos, you get even more bonus healing. Those two kind of are like a healing combo. You want to use the Mantle of Mist to get the heal over time, and then do a surge heal when needed while that Mantle of Mist is still active and doing its heal over time to get bonus heals. Next up we have Echo of the Rainlands. This is where the Shaman sends forth a rush of restorative waters that heal nearby allies over time. So this sounds like it's something you aim, right? That's for, it sounds like at least, for allies who are in front of you, like a straight line AoE heal. Now it doesn't say how many it will heal, as many that are in the path, I don't know, but it also sounds like a very powerful and probably going to use a lot of mana, I would assume, since it's, you know, a mass heal, etc. Next up we have Hurry the Past. This is where the Shaman commands all of their active healing spells to instantly finish their durations, directly healing the targets for the remaining amount. Afterwards, each healing effect will be refreshed on the targets as if they were just applied. So this is very huge, because if you got these heal over times going, you got all this stuff going on, and then you can use Hurry the Past, which goes ahead and just kind of makes all the healing that would have taken that amount of time to go ahead and finish, plus restores that so that it begins anew. This is a pretty powerful move, and we'll have to see how they balance that with how long it takes for that ability to become active again, etc., or how much mana it takes. I mean, there's all kinds of ways it can balance out. Next up, we have Walk the Ages. This is where the Shaman marks their current location in time. Now, when they activate Walk the Ages again, they will become timeless, instantly returning to the location you had previously marked. So this is a kind of teleportation where they're kind of bending time, right? Where you can use it the first time, mark that location, then later you can return back to that location. This can be used in so many ways, guys. In battle, obviously, I think of getting out of mechanics in a raid fight, right? Like go ahead and setting it away from the boss. You maybe have to move in a little closer for some healing, and then you can teleport back out of the danger. I mean, there's just so many situations you can use this in, but basically a teleportation where you decide by marking where you want to teleport to. Now, the thing about it is, could they use this to return all the way back to town? What's the limits on this thing? How far is there a limit on how far away you had to be? Could they mark, and I don't think they'll put too many limitations on this. I'm gonna be honest, Visionary Realms loves emergent gameplay, etc. So I think that they'll be able to mark it wherever the heck they want. So if they want to mark it at town and use it to get back to town to sell goods, etc., I think they'll be able to. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. But that's an interesting one because maybe you could even teleport all across Terminus, right? I don't see why not. I don't see any limitations there. All right, next up we have Scorched Fog. This is where the shaman materializes a sweltering haze around an enemy, slowing their attack speed. So here we have a debuff to slow them down as far as their attack speed goes, which will be very beneficial, let's be honest. Next up, we have Primal Fury. This is where the shaman increases an ally's physical critical chance. While active, every successful critical strike will further increase the physical critical chance until the limit is reached or the effect ends. So here we get a buff for a melee class, right? To increase their physical critical chance. So they have more of a higher chance of doing a critical hit with physical damage only. And then every time they do hit that and they get that crit hit, it further increases the chance of them doing it again until they get to some sort of limit. So powerful for melee classes. A very high melee group is going to want a shaman in their party because of that. Next up, we have Wind Strider. This is where the shaman imbues an ally with elemental wind, increasing their movement speed. So as if we didn't already have some really cool utility for the party, now we get the most classic, the one everybody loves, especially in games where it's a world and you have to travel, etc., where you get increased movement speed thanks to Wind Strider. So once again, very awesome. Will make shamans definitely welcome in parties. Next up, we have Cleansing Flame. This is where the shaman washes an ally in elemental fire, purging them of a poison or a disease-based element. So this is basically how you cure poison or diseases as the shaman. Next up, we have Sting of the Silver Wasp. So the shaman invades an enemy's physiology with animus energy, dealing poison damage over time. So here's where instead of getting rid of the poison, they give the enemy poison, which is a dot damage over time. Very cool. Then we have Waterless Wastes. This is where the shaman assaults the life-giving moisture in an enemy's body, dealing nature damage over time. So we know they can control water. And what's cool about this, they're actually controlling the water in the body of their enemy, dealing damage to them. And it's a dot, does damage over time. So that would suck. You know, that one makes me a little uncomfortable. I can just imagine somebody's like using the liquids of my own body against me internally. Brutal, man. I don't even want to know what that would feel like. But that's a cool attack, and it's a damage over time. Next up, we have Headwinds. This is where the shaman hits the enemy with a cross-cutting winds, putting them in a wind-swept state. So as you can see, the pattern here with using the different elements, like, right, using water to heal, using fire to cure or burn out poison, using the wind now to cut and hurt the enemy, plus put them in a certain state called windswept. Very cool stuff. Next up, we have Mark of the Fireclaw. This is where the shaman imbues an ally with the spirit of the Fireclaw, increasing their fire and nature resistance. Another buff here. So we've seen quite a few buffs here with the shaman, and keep in mind it's not the full ability list, but making them more resistant to fire and nature damage, right? So very cool stuff, guys. And I like how they're a healer, right? But they also have a lot of utility here, honestly, but also the buff, you know, for melee classes, for resisting fire and nature, for increasing their speed, all that kind of stuff. And then at least one debuff to slow down the attack speed of an enemy. So once again, guys, the shaman is a really solid class. Definitely see that they will be very loved in groups and very fun to play. Now, if you're wanting to play a shaman, if that's your class of choice, let me know in the comments down below. And of course, talk about any of these abilities or anything you're thinking thinking about it, and of course the race you want to play as well. And guys, I hope you enjoyed the video today. We're wrapping up the rest of our class videos here, so most of them are already on the channel. Make sure you check out my Pantheon Rise of the Fallen playlist, where I have a ton, over 150 videos about Pantheon Rise of the Fallen. And this will be the first time that I mention, in each video I'll mention a little more, but I have a big surprise coming to the channel, guys. I've been working on it for a long time, and it's something really cool and really unique, and I think you guys are really gonna like it. It's coming soon. But guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you're not already subscribed here, please consider doing that. And I want to give a big shout out to the members of Napalm. Thank you guys so much for your support. Couldn't do it without you. I love you guys. And if you're interested in becoming a member, please click the join button down below for more information and a list of perks. And of course, I'll have your name here like I do the rest of my Napalm members. And guys, until next time, God bless and happy gaming. Please listen to what I say. I've been making videos all day. It's a video buffet, you can even hit replay. But please just subscribe. I can't even describe being part of my tribe. I'll even offer you a prize, but please just subscribe and hit the bell notification too.